Yes, welcome everyone. My name is Kiden Sarah and I'll be taking you through cost accounting. So we are going to continue with our lecture. So today we are going to look at our topic called fixed and variable. We are going to look at fixed and variable cost. So let's first look about fixed cost. When we hear the word fixed, what does it come into our mind? Something that is fixed, something that cannot be changed. It is fixed. When we usually use this as accountants, we usually use this amount, or as finances, you use this money, you use this word fixed. We say they've given me a fixed amount. What does it mean? It is money that is fixed specifically for that particular thing. It's fixed. You cannot change it. So that is fixed amount. So today we are going to talk about fixed cost. So when we talk about fixed cost, what does it mean? It means that these are the expenses that remain constant regardless of the changes in production, output, or activity level. So for it, it remains constant. It does not change. It does not change even if there is change in the output or the activity levels. So take for instance the company, they were employed in a business as a manager. So the amount when you are entering the contract that you signed, you say I'm going to they are paying you 200 USD per month. But then when you're working out, they made a lot of profits. Are they going to increase your salary that month? No, they're not going to increase that, and then unless you sign again another contract. It means that the money is fixed. So if you're renting a house, you rent your business that you're renting, and then you agreed with the landlord that you're going to pay this amount of money. So by the end of the month, the activities levels, the way the amount, the output is, it's increased, the changes, like it increased, the output increased, though the activity levels increase. It doesn't mean that you're going to also add the amount of the rent. It means that it remains constant. It doesn't matter the changes. So they are like, we see that they are like a monthly gym membership. So you pay the same fee even if you don't visit every day. So for example, in a gym, see gym membership monthly, you subscribe for a monthly. So during the month you get sick, you don't go for gymming. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to pay that money. Like, they're not going to count those days. They will count because you've paid for a month. So it's none of their business. For one of it, we say it's a rent. Rent, it remains constant given that the activity levels change regardless of the activity levels or the output. It remains constant. You have to pay that amount. It's fixed. And then we have salaries for administrative staff. And then we have depreciation of equipment. Depreciation of equipment, it also remain constant. And then we also have insurance premiums. Insurance premiums, they are examples of fixed costs. So when we look at the graph, we see that we have fixed costs. We have fixed costs, a fixed cost per unit. So for instance, this is the per unit cost, and then this is the number of units. So we see that if the number of units increases, it doesn't mean that it will also increase. It remains fixed. So it is fixed. So that is the graph. And then let's look at variable cost. What are variable costs? We see that variable costs, these are expenses that influence, that fluctuate directly in proportion to changes in production, output, or the activity levels. So for it is determined, or it changes, it fluctuates according to the activity levels. If the activity levels increases, it means that the expenses will also increase. And if if your expenses increase, it means that you will also have an increase in the production output. And then if it reduces, it means that the expenses will also reduce. So they are like the grocery bill. And then the more you buy, the more you pay. So the more you buy, the more you pay, the more amount that you pay. For example, we have the raw materials. So the raw materials, if you purchase a lot of, for example, in your business, if you put in a lot of raw materials, it means that you will also get output. The output will also increase. The output will also increase. But if you put little raw materials, what does it mean in your business? It means in the production process. It means that also the output will also reduce, or the activity levels will also reduce. And then we have what we call direct labor. Direct labor, that's also an example of a variable cost. And we have utilities. We have also utilities. And then we also have commissions. They are all examples of variable cost. So let's look at the graph. We see that here we have the cost, and then we have the number of output. So if the cost, you see here it's down, it varies. It varies according to the number of output. The more number of output, the more cost that you incur. So the more expenses that you get. So that's the graph. And then let's look at the impact on profitability. We have the break-even point. The break-even point, what does it mean? This means that it's where the total revenue equals to the total cost. For example, you have to add the fixed. When you add the fixed plus the variables, marking the minimum production level needed to avoid losses. So this one, it means that it's a point where the revenue are equals to the total cost. Where the revenue is equals to the total cost. That is break-even point. Where the expenses are equal to the revenue that you get. So where they meet. So it's what we call the break-even point. And then we have what we call the profitability zone. The profitability zone, it means that it's the area above the break-even point. The area above break-even point where the revenue exceeds total cost, generating profits. It means that profitability zone, it is where you've gone beyond the meeting point. The revenue are not equal to it means that the revenue exceeds the total cost, the total cost. So what does it imply here? It implies that your business is making profit. So when you see that in your business you have gone beyond, you're now in the profitable zone, it means that your business is making profit. And then what is the importance of understanding this? So it means that when you know the behavior of a fixed and variable cost, it allows the businesses to set optimal prices. You can be able to sell optimal prices. You choose which price, the optimal prices, to take the pricing strategies. And then to manage production level, you can be able to know how to manage the production process if you understand the variable and then the fixed cost effectively. And then also it helps in maximizing profitability. So when you see that you've gone above the break-even point, what does it mean? It means that you're now making profit. So it will help you to maximize, to remain there, to increase, to put all the strategies, make sure that you make all the necessary the profits. So thank you. We have come to an end of this lesson. Have a great day.